Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we got something really special for you guys. We got a brand new project to unveil to you, and it's sitting right outside this garage door. This one is for sure to challenge our skills, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So without further ado, let me roll this thing up. Here you have it, guys. This is our brand new project car. This is a 2015 Dodge Challenger RT, as you can see written right on the hood. This car has got a 5.7 liter Hemi V8 in it with an 8-speed automatic, and honestly this is like one of the newest muscle car sports cars we've ever bought, and it's so unreal that we now own a Dodge Challenger. Of course, we didn't buy this car so that it would look all nice and pretty and new. It's got damage all over. This car was actually in a rollover accident, and there's damage basically almost on all the body panels all around. So let's quickly look at all the damage. I think one of those headlights broken, right?
Yeah, I think that whole corner has a bit of damage inside.
Yeah.
I took a peek underneath and possibly some structural damage.
Yeah, especially if you take a look at this fender right here. This definitely took a big impact here because it is completely squashed inwards. I don't know how good you can see that on camera, but clearly there's a gap here that should not be there. So that's
yeah, somebody opened up the door on that fender.
Yeah, so that's kind of sad. This door actually is in good shape though. Usually the edge gets really wrecked, but I think this guard here saved it. But this fender will need a repair or replace, obviously. Probably a replace, right?
Yeah, we'll replace that fender. You can actually see it's wrapped right over top of the upper rail.
Oh yeah.
So that upper rail might have a bit of damage inside here too.
Yeah, so there's a structural piece underneath that goes the whole length of the fender basically.
And the hood too it looks pretty good, but if you look closer then you can realize.
Oh yeah. It's got a couple wrinkles in it.
Yeah.
And of course it's not sitting flat with the bumper, so that's not right.
That whole front corner, I think it was upside down.
Yeah, it took a big hit for sure.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the bumper is just hanging here, and of course the headlight too is broken, so that's all gonna need to be fixed and replaced. We might be able to save that bumper, but I'm not sure because the whole bottom piece got kind of ripped off. It's missing the whole grill there. We have it, it's actually in the trunk, I believe, but it's all kind of taken out there.
Yeah, we'll compare what a new one is worth before we decide to repair it.
Yeah, and another cool feature that this car has right on the front is actually a little module down here. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like a little round black thing, and it's actually cruise control, adaptive cruise control, which is really cool. So you can kind of keep your distance with the car in front of you. So that's a really nice feature that this car has. This car is actually fully loaded almost with a whole bunch of packages.
Yeah, isn't it an RT Plus?
Yeah, it's an RT Plus, and there's a reason why there's a plus on it. And if you actually look on the roof, one of the reasons is because it's got a sunroof, which is actually pretty unusual to see on a Dodge Challenger. What's awesome is that it's not broken one bit, which is crazy because as you can see on the roof, there's some decent dents on it.
I think from my experience, it looks like it rolled in the snow. There's no obvious impact marks, like gouges or anything like that.
Yeah, if you look from the back, you can see there's a good gap right on the inside of that sunroof there. So this whole roof is kind of caved in. We might be able to save it. Hopefully we can save it. My dad is pretty skilled with all that bodywork stuff though, so.
We're gonna give it a try.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The windshield also has damage on it too.
Oh yeah, right. So we'll replace that windshield.
Yeah.
Moving along the side here, this door also has quite a few wrinkles in it, but we might be able to save that. Just with a bit of pin pulling, I think we can save this door too. Quarter panel is basically perfect. Yeah. This is the untouched side of the car almost. Everything is looking good on this side. And if you look at the back, it is completely mint. Nothing is wrecked in the back. That's awesome.
Except for the exhaust tips on the bottom?
Oh yeah, so this is something interesting with the exhaust. We kind of actually discovered this when we were looking at it previously, because we kind of did a quick look over off camera. and the exhaust has something interesting going on, right?
Yeah, it's missing.
It's almost missing, yeah. Basically all the mufflers are missing and the resonators are missing from the catalytic converters and back because the previous owner straight piped it all. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
As you can hear, this thing does run, which is awesome, but it is stinking loud.
Yeah, we're not sure if we're going to keep it like that.
Yeah, we might have to legally actually put some mufflers on this thing because I don't know if this thing is legal right now.
Yeah. Well, we'll look at that later.
But moving on, this is the other quarter panel. This one's got quite a few really big dents in it. This one right here goes along the body line, and body line dents I think are one of the hardest to kind of get right?
Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge.
It'll take time for sure. And here's another one here. This is kind of tricky. In between the two body lines, we got quite a few dents going on, but I think we can fix that as well. If we can save the quarter panel, that will be a big time saver and a money saver, of course, as well.
The quarter panels would be pretty expensive, but there again, we would do the math first to see what's worth doing first, repairing or replacing.
Right. Both mirrors I think are wrecked, which is kind of sad, but hopefully we can find some used ones or something. Of course, this is the other fender. We're just going to replace this one, and of course they opened the door up on this one too, so this fender is wrecked here and the edge of the door will have to be fixed a bit. But that's for the exterior. Let's take a look on the interior, you think?
Yeah, there'll be a few surprises there too.
As you can see, there's some airbags that are blown as well. We got both side curtains airbags are blown on the inside and the seat airbags. Might have to either fix these seats ourselves or get them sent out professionally to get them reupholstered and re-seat bagged. Re-seat bagged? That's the new term apparently. Anyway, have a seat. Let's go take a look on the inside. All right, we are in the inside now, and honestly, part of the plus of this car is how amazing the interior is. These seats are full leather, and I believe they are cooled and heated, which is awesome. Of course, we got that sunroof up here too, and of course, right in the center is what's amazing. It's got an 8-inch Uconnect entertainment display, and it has the climate control, and it has launch control, and it's got all these awesome features. And of course, what's awesome also is it's got paddle shifters for that 8-speed automatic transmission. You know what I mean. This car is gonna be so awesome. I can't wait to drive this thing. It's gonna be so cool. And yeah, what else is there? Do you know? And of course, right below the entertainment display is a whole bunch of fancy buttons here, also for the climate control, but we actually got a couple of fancy buttons here. We got a sport button. Right below that, we got a super trackback button. So that's interesting. We actually kind of did a bit of research beforehand to see what that is, because that sounds pretty fancy.
Yeah, it's something to do with the suspension and the steering, the gear ratio, I guess, or the way the power steering works.
Yeah.
And for sure the stance. It's lower than an average Challenger.
Yeah. That it has.
Isn't that what it said? I think when we looked it up.
Yeah, I think it has the track pack, so it has all these extra upgrades in it, so it's really cool.
Yeah, on top of the launch control.
Yeah, and on top of the Plus version of the RT. So this car is basically fully spec'd out. The previous owner got the best specs for this car, I think. Also, amazingly, this car has Harman Kardon stereo system in it, and we actually just looked on the side. It's got that on the speakers. You got one on your door pad right there too. Harman Kardon speakers. That is the best sound system you can get for these cars, instead of, I think the other version was Alpine or something.
Yeah, I think Alpine, and also it doesn't have a spare tire for some reason.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we looked in the trunk, and actually we should take a look at it right now. Let's go see at the trunk. Here at the trunk, you got your fancy button here. You press that button that's hidden right here, and it pops the trunk immediately, which is awesome. And right in the back here, we got a couple parts. This is the bottom of the grill I was talking about before. And we got a couple other, we actually got the whole bottom piece of the bumper here. Let's see if I can actually take that out, because that's gonna be in the way. But yeah, this is mostly wrecked. This is like the lip splitter almost. Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Lower fascia.
That's all off of it. But yeah, taking a look back here, as you said, this car doesn't have a spare tire like it usually does. But instead, look at that fancy jamel. What's going on here? We got two Harman Kardon subs, and these are looking pretty brand new actually. They didn't even peel off the peel sticker on the actual emblem, which is crazy. Of course, you also got your battery and your fuse box back here too, which is actually pretty interesting. And it actually came with its own DC compressor. It just plugs in, yep, with your 12 volt right into your thing. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, instead of a spare tire, you get a compressor?
Yep, so no fixing holes, you just keep filling it with air apparently.
Pretty hard to drive with a compressor attached.
Yeah, I don't know what the point of that is, but then at least you can fill up your tire. Only at 90 kilometers an hour apparently.
Oh, okay.
Actually, what does that sticker mean? It says max of 90 kilometers an hour, so maybe you are supposed to hook it up. You can't go over 90.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
But there's a full sticker, it's so weird. Anyway, that goes right there apparently. But yeah, instead of a spare tire, you got what's even better, two subs in the back. So that's awesome. I can't believe we got that back there. But yeah, that's about it for the whole exterior. Of course, we're gonna have to strip it all apart once we actually get working on it. But before we work on it, I say let's give this thing a good wash, because it's absolutely filthy on the inside and on the outside, and it's gonna look so much better. So let's give this thing a good wash. Oh, that's the wrong way. Pew pew! Alright guys, there you have it. We just finished cleaning this whole thing up. It took quite a bit of work because this thing was actually filled with a whole bunch of mildew, especially on that trunk for some reason. Might have been where it came from, but I had to scrub the heck out of that trunk area. Still not that perfect, but it's a lot better than what it was. And honestly, this green is really popping now. It is such an eye-catching color, and it actually has a lot of metallics in it too, and it really sparkles.
Yeah, I actually looked up their paint code, and there's a metallic in there as well as pearl.
Really? So it is a metallic and a pearl.
And a pearl, so it really makes that color pop.
But now we want to actually get some work done on it now that it's much cleaner. So we're actually just going to quickly pop it in the shop and see if we can start taking some stuff apart to inspect the damage. So let's get to it. Hold up.
I think you got it.
Alright guys, there you go. We took off a whole bunch of pieces. We got the whole front end all taken apart, the bumpers off and the fenders off, and now we know how much damage is underneath it all. And that is basically zero, which is awesome. There's no structural damage because that's what we were worried about, is because of how much this fender was pushed down. We were worried that this piece here would be wrecked, but it turns out there's a big gap between the two and it is not damaged at all. I don't think there's any basically structural damage, which is really good. No frame damage and nothing. The only parts we know are damaged. On this rad support here, this is actually a plastic piece here, and one of the pieces on the corner here broke off. My dad has done plastic repairs before too, right? So.
Yeah, we've fixed a lot of different plastic parts before, even on our videos.
Yeah, so we might be able to fix it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of is it worth it, right? If
yeah.
we can get a whole rad support cheap enough, then we won't fix it.
Exactly, yeah, so we might be able to fix that. The headlights also, the mounts are also broken. We might be able to do that as a repair, but who knows, if we can find some cheap, of course we'll get those. And the bumper is wrecked, and of course both fenders and the hood. And that's all parts you can easily replace. The rest is just straightforward bodywork that we already knew about. Plus there is some hidden damages that there might be in the suspension, because we noticed some of the wheels are not perfectly straight and some are cambered and whatnot. So we'll have to take a look at that just to make sure that's all good. But from now on, we're gonna actually get working on this car and get digging deeper into it. But we're gonna start doing that in the next video. I'll even make a playlist so you guys can watch all the videos on this Challenger, because it's gonna be a lot of fun to do. And I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we are enjoying it. So subscribe, stay notified, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya. In this video, we got something special for I don't like the way I was saying that. So let's quickly woo. All right guys, we got all that off on the front. We took a whole chunk of pieces off. What?